Hello and welcome. I am No Coffee, No Life, and today we are once again back in the mire at this lovely swampy location just outside of Harper's Ferry. Now, for this build, we're going to be using this lovely tree that is subsumed a train car and apparently a porta potty. But it reached out for the first thing it saw, and who hasn't done that? So now it's suspended this train car in its roots, and we're going to incorporate it in the build today. It's going to be great and fun, and probably an adventure in and of itself, involving a lot of fire and heartache. So let's get to it, shall we? So we're going to start by creating this 2x2 platform. Obviously, that first part is going to be raised higher than the second. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because the ground is very uneven here, and there are sections of it that I can't place a foundation. Because in addition to uneven terrain, we have objects, debris sunk in to the terrain that further complicates matters, because you'll try to put a foundation down and it'll say you can't because it conflicts with another item. And it's not anything you put down. It's like a barrel or some other junk that they have sunk in that doesn't want you to place a foundation there. So you kind of have to deal with that. Once I've got this 2x2, I do expand it out a little further. But like I said, there are some foundations that just won't place, like this one. The barrels that are in that area won't let me place a foundation. Doesn't matter whether it's concrete, wood, it won't let me. So this stair is going to solve two problems for us. It's going to give us a way to get to this lower level, and it's going to allow me to place second floor pieces at that lower foundations level by using a stair and then snapping second floor pieces to the bottom of that stair that will line up with the lower foundations. This first section that you enter in through, I'm making it look like it's a container that might have come off of the train and then been built upon. The exterior of this is intentionally rough and cobbled together, like a lot of the places that you see here in the mire. Like, they're buildings that people have patched up. They don't look pristine. And so that's what I'm going for here. That's the idea. Like, you come by here and you don't immediately say, hey, this doesn't belong. You say, hey, this is interesting. I've never seen this building before. Let me go inside and take a look. If that's what you think when you see something I've built, that makes me so happy. That's just awesome to have something that looks like it belongs. And but that's me. Everybody builds differently, and there's room for everybody at the building table. There's no reason to be a snob about it. I am burning quite a bit here so that I can merge those defensive walls with regular walls and get that chunky put together look. So set aside a lot of wood, because you're going to need it when you do things like this, when you're building and destroying and building, maybe destroying again because you messed up while you were building and destroying. It happens. Don't judge me. You're gonna see in a little bit that on this floor, I use this smaller defensive guard post as a balcony, and I want to let you know that if you do that, and then you snap a door frame, to enclose it so that you have this doorway and you can get out to your defensive post, which is now your balcony, you might have some trouble getting back in, because the defensive post is raised a little higher than the base of the doorway. So make note of that, because it will probably happen. Yeah, you can see the defensive guard post here and the second floors that are level with the foundation. Now, this upper area, I'm using the train bed as its roof. So I'm continuing with the merging of defensive walls and putting half walls to enclose the space. Fun fact, those new Brotherhood of Steel walls that we got in this score board, they'll actually place in locations that other walls won't place. So if you're stuck in an area, you might want to try them out where others will fail to. That happened to me down in the lower corner you're going to see here. So here we have it. The final build turned out really, at least I think, quite nice and scrappy and befitting its location, and I love how those roots weave their way throughout the building, and you'll see that when we go right inside. Now, as you see, I have closed off the front end with this gate. And I've got another powered door that you saw me put in earlier, and it's all connected, everything's up, and I have our guitarist as the ally here.
Look
And
on
see
the bright
all
side.
these roots,
Not the nuke side.
all
The-
here.
You know, the regular bright side.
Pass through them. Thankfully, they aren't solid, so you can pass through them. We're going to go down to our lower level. That's complete now. And I'm using a little bit of everything here, and I love how that really big defensive wall, I was able to place it and have those giant tires right next to the dining table of all places. But it's great. It looks awesome. And here's the kitchen area with the new Mr. Fuzzy Camden Park stove. A lovely appointed tiny balcony that I will not be stepping into. And I've, got kitchen stuff in the kitchen area. A petite living room space with that sofa and shelf and plant and all that stuff tucked in underneath the stair, which is really nice. And I've got little shelves decorated with many things, including a few jack-o'-lanterns, because it's never too early to celebrate the most wonderful time of the year, which is Halloween. Now, on this landing, I've got a bunch of shelves filled up with boxes and assorted things. And here is the bedroom with the roots appearing again. It's nice in here and cluttered and warm. What you'd expect to see in a personal space. It just looks like somebody's actually living here, and making a life for themselves despite everything that's going on around them. So we're gonna head back out and exit back down the stairs to the back door, because I've got a little extension out here, just tiny. It's just outside this door. This lovely little dirty rag door, and we've got a little seating area to look out at the water. And there you have it. There is the camp in its entirety. It turned out pretty nice, all things considered. Everything I had to do and burn and fix. I love how organic it looks in its environment. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. I enjoyed building this. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you like what you see here, click on subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're aware of new videos as soon as they're released. But until next time, happy building in the wasteland. Time for some Deathclaw Stalker justice.